Bronny can go in front of ESPN.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah.
But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shedeur.
Right, it's about to get
Dion already
None of that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's
It's like, when you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off me. No, don't touch me. Was it worth the $30,000? Now? In the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
He was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night? Or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level. This is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is,
I am undisputed. Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to light up. He's getting up.
and show.
Yeah, we doing this for real.
He's first.
I want to go rebound.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. I know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
You really think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Let's get
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Wah, wah, wah. We up in here, boy. Up early in the morning, dressed in black. Don't ask why, because I'm dressed in a suit and tie. What's up, people in that chat? Let's talk this talk and get into it. Love for you guys. Chip Osorio is always in the building. Number 3 today. Oh, man, you all lost your number 1 ranking already? People out here trying to out-chat you. Love, love, love. How y'all feeling this morning? Great, great, great. Nobody gives a damn, huh? It's crazy in this world. Oh, man, I still got that coach's voice, but, hey, guess what? It's all good. We're going to make it through it. We got a lot to talk about today. And more importantly, I don't know how to promote this, but one of our sponsors, Lucky Day Entertainment, we about to start playing some games. And I told them, y'all rock with me and give me y'all time, so let me give y'all some money. I'm a big fan of playing bingo. Yeah, I'm old. I'm 51. So when you're 51, you play games like bingo. But y'all going to have to beat me in bingo. And when y'all beat me in bingo, guess what? Bingo! Y'all gonna get paid. That's how it goes. Simple as that. We're not gonna do it yet, but I just want to let you guys know about that. Love for all you guys out there. True Light says good morning, and he saw the old video of the summer where Stephen A. Smith had words over Max, and he don't get it. He got to beat down then. He needs to learn just to stay down. I saw Stephen A. Smith on Monday. I saw Monday Night Football. Yeah, I was at the Chargers game. He was there. We were in different parts of the stadium. Let's just say that. You know how that convenient. Let's just not go way over there. Nah, I get a lot of text messages when I go to Charger game. Like, yo, I'm over here. Where you sitting? And I'm like, dog, do you know how big this stadium is? I'm not going over there. I'll see you later. That's why you got my number. So see you later when it's easier than this. So a lot of love for you guys in the chat. Keep beating it up and keep telling everybody this is the morning show, the morning coffee. We up early in the morning. Now let's get into the damn show. Stop talking so much, Wiley. Kenyon Martin has a little issue with Rich Paul. As you guys know, Rich Paul and Max Kellerman debuted their new podcast. And with the debut came some shockwaves. Let's just say that. So let's get into it right now. What Kenyon got to say about what he heard?
Or tripping. But when is it cool for agents to speak in this manner, bro? Like, when? Like, when did it become okay for agents to come out in this manner, I've never heard. I've been around this game for a while. Like, if you want you to speak up for your guys, for your player in that manner, I understand that. Mm-hmm. But when is it okay to, like, oh, they ain't good enough? Like, when you got guys on the team, like, what type of shit is that? Like, that shit wild. Like, spit nor trip, I don't know, but this is an interesting thing going on. Mm-hmm. That you're an active NBA agent and you have a show. Like, this shit is wild to me. Everybody. What, you're going to be commenting on other people and shit like this? Like, cool, more power to him if he got the means to do it, but still, like that, like, it's interesting that you are an active, one of the top agents in the business, and this platform this platform is not, from what I'm gathering, it's not you speaking on the business of basketball or you trying to educate people further in that field, because you have been one of the more successful agents out there. This is not that. If he was doing that, I ain't got shit to say. But you commenting on how good this team is very interesting to me.
Blah, blah, blah. So let's do a little context, a little backdrop, right? So Rich Paul and Max Kellerman, my dog, have a new podcast out. They've been debuting and promoting it, and it finally debuted, I should say, yesterday. Now, this is on The Ringer. That's Bill Simmons, former ESPN, ex-ESPN, big timer, sold his company to Spotify, also one of the executives at Spotify. That's the whole backdrop. So you got Max Kellerman, used to be at ESPN. You got Rich Paul, who is still Clutch Sports, which is a part of UTA, right, partnership. Shout out to my man Lucas, who's a top basketball agent and partner of Rich Paul. All that, I'm giving you that. Now, when they announced they had a podcast, everybody said, oh, all right, Rich Paul and Max Kellerman got a podcast? Really? What are the lanes? So you got an ESPN personality who has hosted Around the Horn, who has hosted Fox Show. Max Kellerman has hosted First Take, Max and Marcellus, Sports Nation, and then Rich Paul. Okay, let me think. I have no reference. There's no agent I ever known that has ever been out there public-facing, day after day, week after week, talking about the sport. Talking about sports, right? Usually they're always coming in after, retroactively. So how's this gonna play? How's this gonna play? And why are they together? Why Max and Rich Paul? I understand it. So when it debuted, the thing that hit the most, the headlines, was his comments on the Lakers. Of course. Why? Because his top client, his first client, is LeBron James. When he talks about LeBron James and the Lakers, he breaks down the good and the bad of the Lakers. And he basically said, if you look at the Lakers and their style of play, they're not contenders in the West. He doesn't see them coming out the West. He doesn't even see them really contending. And I was like, okay. Now, everybody can see that. If you look at them, we've talked about it before on this show. LeBron James, is he their First option, nah, that's Luka. Okay, so it's LeBron. He's the second option, being real. Well, it's Austin Reeves by the numbers and, by how he's been playing this year. He's taking another step forward, and LeBron started off slow, hurt, and he even lost his streak. We heard it. But LeBron's really the second option. But whatever. We ain't gonna argue. Those three, that's their big three. Really, Austin Reeves is like their Manu Ginobili, and even Max Kellerman said that. Okay, cool. He stated the obvious. Their style of play, they're pretty slow. Luka goes up the court slower than like bath water going uphill. Like, It's just like, what are you doing? But it's his pace. It's his tempo. So all you got to do is have some size, some athleticism, some youth, some speed, and you're going to run them boys. They're not going to be a team that's going to run with you. It just doesn't seem that way. Your second best player is 41. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not happening. But Rich Paul said it. That ain't me saying it. That ain't even Kenyon saying it. It was Rich Paul who said it. And it's like, wait a minute. Don't you get paid by the guy that's on the team that you just said is not a contender? And aren't you the same guy that also said in the summer that we got to keep our options open? We don't know if this team is really a contender. Now you've said it after you've seen them play and after you've seen them actually have a good start, that they're not really contenders. Isn't that a conflict of interest, right? And the beautiful thing is, it's not. Isn't it crazy? The conflict of interest is where? Think about it. Just let's all get our Thomas Sowell out. That means no matter how smart you are, you have to stop and think. I love when he said that. It's one of the best quotes ever. Because people are always walking around here talking about, you know who I am? You know how smart I am? Oh, duh. And it's like, no. I'm not talking about all of you. I'm talking about this right now. Stop and think. Where's the conflict of interest? Kenyon Martin, my dog? Well, you representing the player and then you telling that player and his team they ain't good. Well, if you and the player actually have a real relationship, I think you've already told him, and he probably have told you first, hey, dog, man, these fools. I mean, there have been trade talks. There have been all these conversations behind the scenes with LeBron James, the Lakers organization, and obviously Rich Paul. But think about where's the conflict of interest? Welcome to new media. Welcome to this new frontier. Welcome to this new, wait a minute, where did that come from? Just like, remember back in the day, all they would do is show the game. Let's go back to the 70s and 80s. Show the game. Some old stale-ass graphics. Look like an Atari game. All old school. Then all of a sudden they were like, you're giving information. You're giving facts. How about you lace it with a little personality, a little opinion? So then they start doing opinion pieces. Remember? Then they get around like Ahmad Rashad and like Inside, what was that? Inside NBA, what was that show he had on the weekend? But the point is, then you got him and he's starting to talk and you're like, oh, Michael Jordan does enjoy family life. Oh, he has a Ferrari. Oh, nice suit, Michael. You know what I mean? And so they start just slowly blurring that line. And then it hit where it was like, okay, let's actually have shows that talk about the actual game. Not only retroactively after the game, but let's preview the game. And then let's lace it with some personality and we actually know who they are as people. Whoa. And then it went from that to wait a minute. People are so into these shows. They're into the people who are on the shows, the reporters. Wow. You know what? Why do we always focus in on the players? Why do we always focus in on the game? Let's save a little bit of room for, hey, the guy on the show is the star as well. And then that turned into now, well, you know what? Well, since all you guys are the stars, you know what it comes with? What? What's the cost of praise? Criticism. So now let's start going at each other, right? Media versus media. And we are here. Now the next frontier is, hey, I represent one of these players. I represent this league. I represent players. And let me talk about it. It's unreal. What's next? The commissioner gonna have a podcast? It's crazy out here. So that's how it goes. NBA inside stuff. Thank you, Chip. Chip always chipping in. So that's how it goes. It's been going that way. New iterations, new additions, right? New ways of seeing it. Now we're seeing the next frontier. What he said is not harmful, being real. I hate when you got to get in a protected space to the point where they say, you can't keep it real. Rich Paul cannot say that the Lakers are not contenders, public facing. Tell me why. Because he represents LeBron. You think LeBron doesn't know that? And you think LeBron cares? Think about it. Is LeBron still paying the check? Is he still getting his 3%, whatever it may be? Yeah. Is Rich Paul over there slandering his own client? No. Is he speaking his opinion, fact-based opinion? Anybody else think the Lakers are real contenders? I do, actually. But once he starts talking the style of play, and I remind myself, oh, yeah, in a 7-game series, it might get tight around there, right? Point being, he could be wrong. Even if he's wrong, he's not slandering anybody. Even if he's wrong, his client ain't mad, ain't stopping the checks. So where's the violation? Anybody? Nah. Everybody already thinks it. Everyone already knows it. Everyone already assumes it. Or everyone is hoping for it or hoping against it. But that's the point. Why can't you put your hand in the middle and say, hey, I got an opinion. I got a vote as well. Rich Paul just did that with Max Kellerman. So y'all let me know. Check out the podcast. Beat it up in the comments if you checked out the first episode. And do you really think it's a violation? I don't. I don't care. If it's real, we good. I had 2 agents. I had Brad Blank, who was out of Boston. I love that dude. 9 of my 10 years. And in 1 year, I had Lee Steinberg and Ryan Toner. Shout out to those dudes who killing it still. Right? Patrick Mahomes is agent, right? You know what I mean? And if they went out there and said, yo, Wiley out here killing it in Buffalo. You're right, damn it. They went out there and said, Wiley is really killing it in San Diego. They said, you're right, damn it. And then they said, wait. He kind of killing it at the end of San Diego. You're like, you're right, damn it. Then he said, he went to Dallas, he sucked. I'm like, damn it, he's right again. But no more checks, right? And then Jacksonville, this is a paid vacation. What is Wiley doing? You're right, damn it. But the point is, it ain't hurting my feelings. He ain't going out there and say his mama ain't shit. You know, like he's saying what everybody can already see, what everyone already is consuming. It's an entertainment vehicle. Why can't he drive it? So let's beat it up in the comments, see what y'all talking about. Danny Fan says, opinions are like belly buttons. Everyone has one. Yeah. Yep. Everybody got different ones too. Some got innies, some got outies. Some of your opinions you should keep to yourself. Some of them you should let out. That's where the point of that is, right? Somebody also said, oh, God, don't talk about LeBron like that. The realist says LeBron's and Rich Paul down with, they've been at, I can't even read your comment. Come on, dog. You're going to get me shut down over here. Okay. Speaking of getting shut down, did y'all see this story? It happened. I was at the Chargers game. So, you know, we win that game. It's euphoria. Soon the game is over. It's like the tip pass, interception in the end zone. I'm like, And in the same breath, that's why I lost my voice, kind of. In the same breath, I'm like, let's go. Because at SoFi, for every minute you stay there longer, it is 10 minutes of traffic. Every minute. And I tell my family all the time, when the game is over, sometimes we're up big in the fourth quarter, it's the early fourth quarter, like, let's go. And sometimes you got to stay all the way to overtime like this Monday night. When I saw the tip and I saw him catch it, I ain't even let him continue running. I ain't even let him move. I'm like, let's go. And if you don't, welcome to the Terror Dome. So anyway, all of that happened, but in the middle of all that, Justin Herbert was lost. He ain't worrying about traffic. He know he got to stay there, get the cold tub and everything. And Laura Rutledge and the Monday Night Crew wanted to get that interview. An interview right when you just are at the top of the mountain in terms. We just beat the Super Bowl champs. Elation Central. Me and my boys. Where my dogs at? He looking for him. Laura looking for him. Let's check this out. My God. Hey. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's a tight one. That's a tough one right there. He like, dog, if you don't get your ass on my face with these questions. So some of the criticism has come from people who are saying, hey, bro, you get paid $262 million to play football. When the primetime broadcast wants an interview, you stand there like everybody else does and do the interview. Grow up. Kudos to Laura. That's the real pro. Oh, really? Oh, so you think that money done bought all of me, honey. Anytime, any place. I am that prostitute for this game. Interesting. Okay, let's dive into that, shall we? Okay, so right now, we know that money is coming from the TV money, the broadcaster money. Thank God she said that right. Fans, I am not dissing y'all, but I'm just letting y'all know. And I've heard this from owners' mouth. Owners' mouths. How you spell mouths? Owners' mouths. Look, you know how much we make on game day? It's everywhere between 1 to 10 million a game day. So at SoFi on Monday night, they made 1 to 10 million. Depends on how many people showed up. Depends on how many times, how big the game it was. So the ticket prices were up. Depends on how many concessions, how much merch, etc. How many special packages, how many of the VIP suites. They're not always sold out. Sometimes they got to give them out a discount. Sometimes they can't keep them all in inventory because everybody's playing premium 2, 3X. But it's usually around 1 to 10 million per game. Now, and you usually get, 8 or 9 home games. So at max, let's say 80 million a year, 90 million a year if it's 9 games, right? So let's just keep it clean for all those who fail math. $100 million a year gate. We call it gate. Do y'all know how much they make in the TV money? Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Let's just keep going up. So really, they need you to watch. But really, you ain't watching unless somebody's in that stadium and that game means something. You don't believe me? Remember COVID? Remember them COVID games? Remember how everybody was like, ugh. I went to a COVID game at SoFi. There were 11 people there. 10 of them worked for the film crew. I was like, what is this? It was the worst experience. It was a real NFL game, and I'm not lying. There's like 9 people there. And I'm in there like, this ain't it. And so it's all together. Right? It all connects. And the connectivity is the players with the fan and that experience, that energy. I mean, for real. When they got that interception, and I mean, you went like this. Eagles fans down, Charger fans up. Whoa, oh, damn it. You can't make that up. And now the film crew is sitting there like, got it. Got it. This is better than any Hollywood production. Got it. Better than any Broadway theater. Got it. And then when they got it, all they need to put a cherry on top is you. Problem is, the cherry won't accumulate it. In the moment, you're like, and there's a mic right here. Oh, chill, pause. You go, how are you feeling right now? Kind of hype. I'm kind of hyped, kind of happy. What do you mean? Or you're on the Eagles. You're like this. How you feeling right now? What? So remember they said, okay, give them 15 minutes. Let them shower, let them shave, let them scrub their pits. Let them do something other than just answer your damn ass question. You know what I mean? Right now. So they did that for the locker room. But on the field, sorry, superstar, you got some obligations. So the obligation, you got only so much time after the game. We got to have it right now. If we don't get it right now, it ain't going to be in this cut. Then we got to wait for Scott Van Pelt to say it. It ain't the same. Even though we love you, Van Pelt, it ain't the same. We need that cut so Scott can play off that cut from Justin Herbert, and then let's go. But the backlash, I don't even know you, Casey Smith. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. It ain't about you. It's about what you wrote. Since he gets paid $262, he got to do what you want him to do at all times? The NFL doesn't even think that. They're like looking at the broadcast partners like, that's your show. You already paid us. We good. The owner's like, we good. We got y'all money. Okay? The fans don't care about that right there, the 80,000. The other ones at home, of course. But I think they understand before that player is a person who ain't even enjoyed the moment yet to tell you what the moment is. If I can't go celebrate with my teammates a little bit, a itty bitty bit, because you know when somebody come up to you, they was like, oh, Justin, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to find my teammates real quick. And then she's like, I know, but. That's like when fans come up to you and you eating with your family and they're like, hey, big dog, what's up, Wiley? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, I know you're eating. I hate to bother you. When they say I hate to bother you, you know what's coming next. But I hate to disturb you, but I hate to be rude, but I hate to get in the middle of what you're doing, but, and I always say, dog, it's okay. You ain't got to qualify it. I know you don't give a damn what I'm doing because you care more about what you got going. Man, it's unreal. People don't get it. So it's real. And look, I understand fans are like, You want something? Guess what? The golden rule in life. Justin Herbert wants something too. And it probably would have took 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute. If you want something and you're like, that's the way it got to be. How come Justin Herbert can't have the same thing? And he actually the one on the field. So interesting conversation. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about it all. As my man King Juke, he wrote a super chat. Thank you, big dog. Shedeur is the new Floyd Mayweather, LeBron James. Oh, really? Beat that up in the comments. I have no idea what you mean by that. I don't. Shedeur is the new LeBron and Floyd? I've heard he's the new Tebow as well. I don't get any of those. Y'all tell me. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, because he really is. Okay, so you can say Shedeur is the new, that sounds like superstar. Sounds like black superstar. Sounds like people gonna always hate you or love to hate you, even though you're a great superstar. Now, if you're trying to say Shedeur is LeBron and Floyd, that's undefeated in one sport, so we're not doing that. LeBron is the king and second best player of all time, if not the best. I say he's the GOAT. What are we doing here? That's not Shedeur, so you got to break that down. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm not saying no, but I can't say yes to that. But what I can say yes to is that Jalen Hurts is not the new Floyd or LeBron James for different reasons. And he actually has more success in this league than Shedeur, obviously. But people are starting to get a little off on Jalen Hurts. Like, you remember he was the guy that you were slandering because, man, he lost his job in the national championship game. He went to Oklahoma and balled, but still, he's a second rounder. It's not much of him. Oh, Carson Wentz is better. Remember all that? You remember all that? And then it's never going to be his franchise. It's always Nick Foles'. He's got a statue out there. Remember all that? Then he goes to the Super Bowl and loses. But you outplayed Mahomes. But who cares? He's just a high character guy. He's just a coach's son. Remember all that? Then he comes back in 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and wins one and destroys the Chiefs. Destroys Patrick Mahomes, even though Mahomes don't play defense. Tip his hand. Yeah, that boy good. Remember all that? And then somewhere in there, the narrative because of A.J. Brown, because of, he's just a big dog. You know how it goes. The cost of praise is criticism. That's the cost. When you get all that love, trust me, somebody out there mad at your ass. Yep, somebody looking at you like, what was it, belly? He was like, yeah. You eating that banana? He was like, yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't like that at all. Nah, I don't like that. Like what? That I'm great? Remember all that? Well, now, as they say in rap music, but wait, it gets worse.
Everybody's blaming the coaches, and the blame deserves to be on the quarterback, and that's it. This is why you heard last week and the week before from Philadelphia beat writers that have been there forever, Seth Joyner, all these people that, there's a lot of unhappiness in the organization about the quarterback. The quarterback won't play the game in the pocket. The quarterback has hijacked the offense and won't let them run certain plays. I've been saying this for 2 years. Right now, people are starting to realize, and I'm not just saying it, I know it. I've been told by people that are there now, people that were there and left. Nick Sirianni didn't get this job because they went, man, you only have 5 plays in your offense. We want you. We want you. They run a limited offense because of the quarterback. The run game's never been creative. Right? It's never. Last year, it wasn't overly creative. It was a lot of the same runs you're seeing right now, right? But at the same time, as you know, in the NFL, teams figure out how to defend certain things, right? And then here with this, teams have found the formula to go, wait, we cannot be steamrolled by the biggest, most powerful offensive line in football. We can figure out ways to stop the run because the pass game is so simple and there's certain plays and throws that the quarterback just won't throw. So that's what it looks like. I broke it down on my podcast last week. I mean, if you look at plays from the Cowboy game, there's people open everywhere when they can't score, in the second, third, and fourth quarter. But there's a quarterback that doesn't really go through the reads. He watches the rush. He doesn't throw the ball on rhythm, right? And I know he's told them that he doesn't want the offense to be crazy. Right? So he doesn't. He's been very firm about it. I want the same way the offense was when we went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Chiefs the first time. So he's not going to allow them to reinvent the wheel and do different things there. So that's where everybody's got to get off the coaches. This is where the organization's going crazy because The public is pointing the finger at everybody except the guy that deserves the blame. And all the players and coaches know it's the quarterback.
Blah, blah, blah. God dang, I'm glad y'all set it off. Woo! That was fire. Whether you agree or not, he did his analysis. Let's be real about that. That is Phil Sims' son. I don't mean it in a slanderous way, not to be pejorative, but that is Chris Sims, who is Phil Sims' son. And I grew up watching Phil Sims, so respect to the whole fan bam. Now, what did he say? He said a whole lot of. Okay, I'm a coach now. I coach itty bitties. I coach my son's flag football team. We have our playoffs this weekend. We're like the 3 seed. We'll see if we can beat the top 2 seeds. You got to go through it. You know how a game goes. We got a shot, right? We got a shot. We got a shot. But I've learned from the coaching perspective, the entire landscape and NFL perspective, and I'm thankful that I became a coach, so now I have more understanding. Because growing up, you're a player. And as much as you know about the game, you're still in the game. Basically, you're one of the trees in the forest. And you can't see the forest from the trees, right? So when you become a coach, you start to realize this. And I've had these conversations with you guys, and I will always have them, where I'm like, dog, I can't give him the ball. Or if I give him the ball, I can only give it to him going right. Or more importantly, we can't throw the ball, so here goes our game. Welcome to the hell that we're about to deal with, because we only can run the ball. And in the beginning of the game, since we are a good running team, we can't throw the ball. I'm kind of telling y'all my game plan. We can't throw the ball. They start off with a healthy amount of respect. Kids are way back there. Kids are way out there because they may throw a ball and score, and that's a touchdown. And then they realize, oh, he handed it off. Oh, he handed it off. And then the field just starts to shrink until finally someone says, hey, y'all, risk over reward. They ain't throwing the ball. Even if they do, so what? They ain't going to beat us that way. Get their ass. Oh, next thing you know, flags falling everywhere. You're like, what? That's what's happening in Philly. And I've been there before where the media, the fans, everybody out there saying, it's this. And we like, nah, it's that. That's why you have anonymous sources. That's why you have snitches like me on teams. I wasn't even anonymous. I was like, yo, the problem ain't us. I respect, and I've apologized profusely. But I said at one time, hey, we need to put Doug Flutie in, not Drew Brees. Drew Brees was a rookie. I was like, dog, if you don't play Doug Flutie, maybe I shouldn't have said it. I don't know. But everybody was saying it on the team. I was like, why not say it? What the hell? Everybody sees it. Point being, you know what it is. And a lot of times, the media is late to the party because everyone's trying to protect it in the fraternity. The whole team is like, shh, don't say that. Don't tell them. It's our secret. We're going to work it out. We're going to figure it out. And every fan, smart fan especially, like, I think it's that. Now, this is not to put it all on Jalen Hurts, but let's just be real. It's a simple-ass offense. Oh, you don't believe me? Okay. What if you and I were coaching a team and I got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. I ain't even going to go deeper, and we go tight end, everything. And supposedly the best offensive line in football. We got an unstoppable play. Tish push, touch, tish push, touch. And we did win it all. Okay. But y'all ain't looking the same. Saquon ain't Saquoning. A.J. Brown ain't A.J. Browning. He doo-doo Browning. Devontae Smith, you want a Heisman? You all right. And all of those guys are sitting there like, yo, because all of those positions are dependent. They're like the pitcher in baseball. They're looking at the pitcher like, if you don't throw dimes today, ain't nothing I can do here in the outfield that's going to change it, right? Ain't nothing I can do. Even when I go to at bat, I hit a home run, you giving up home runs. That ain't a winning formula. So in baseball, it's about that pitcher. In football, it's about that quarterback. And what has happened, reportedly, allegedly, is they've lost their sophistication because Jalen Hurts wants it to be simplified. I've been around quarterbacks like that. They're like, man, it's too much. Too many moving parts. Too many moving pieces. Too complex. And look, that comes with its own set of problems. Be real. Where you're like, they overthinking it. They overdoing it. right? You can look at a Caleb Williams and you can see the difference in coaching. So these coaches allegedly are being handcuffed because their quarterback allegedly is someone who doesn't want all those things. All I'm going to say about this is there's something there, because the best indicator of future behavior is past behavior. And when Jalen Hurts got benched in college, in the middle of a national championship game, the first thing you should have thought of was, damn, how is this moment the straw that breaks the camel's back? Think about it. Don't think about the upside of switching it and going to Tua. Think about the downside of you switch quarterbacks and you lose a national championship game. Where do you want it? What? You know the kahunas it takes to say we flipping quarterbacks. Whoa. What? I mean, the dude that got you there, the dude that's the dude. And you talk about, we got this other dude that everybody loves and everyone knows in practice. Then he comes out, I wouldn't even call him limited. He just ain't, he didn't come out looking like Peyton Manning, you know what I mean? He ain't come out like, whoa, look at this. And we find ourselves here again. This dude done got $260-something million, won a Super Bowl, been to 2, outplayed the best quarterback in the league, they say, in Patrick Mahomes. And we still mad at him? You know why? Because people are starting to leak. They can't keep it in. AJ can't keep running them routes and dropping them passes like he's doing. He can't keep dropping the ball and saying it's all on me. It's on you. They lost their trust. I told you guys about that. Watch yesterday's video. They've lost their trust. So now AJ is running and he think he running, but he ain't running. He ain't top speeding it. Nope. And then next thing you know, blah, 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 blah. Because your mind ain't there. You catch with your eyes, not your hands. And your eyes is the windows to the soul, tell you what you're thinking, tell you what you're feeling. Going way too deep. I know. Point being, they're leaking. Sirianni can't say it. Sirianni can't even tell somebody and it comes back to him. That's how you lose your job. You undermine your starting quarterback that's a franchise quarterback that has won a Super Bowl. Because somebody upstairs is believing in Jalen Hurts to empower him, to give him that money. Whether it's the owner, whether it's the GM, they gave it to him. Now, under that, it goes owner. I like Jalen. Represents the franchise perfectly. Man of character. Coach's son. Wins the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, I love him. The GM is like, I like Jalen a lot, but if you want to see my big board, there's some other quarterbacks out there that I think at the position may be better, but hey, can't argue with the results. But you know that guy who's kind of like on the fence a little bit. Then you got the next guy. Next guy is the coach, and he like, you making me do overtime, dog. I got to do all this work to make this work. And then you got the players, not Jalen, the other 52 who's sitting there like, okay. Because we know every single play how it's supposed to work, or when it doesn't work, who messed it up. Y'all just at home sometimes saying incompletion. Oh, man, come on, run harder. Incompletion. Oh, man, come on, throw that. Really, you don't understand. That guard messed that up. You don't understand. He wasn't even supposed to throw it to him. I ended with this story. I remember there was one time in Buffalo, I messed up. I didn't have contain or something. Oh, yeah. I was stunting inside. The play was Marcellus, stunt to the right. That means I had to go from where I was, C gap to the B gap. No matter what, go there. Now, every play call is always overruled by one thing. Make the play. So Junior say I was the king of this. Coach be like, hit the A gaps, Junior. I ain't gonna tell you our blitzes calls, but hit the A gap, Junior. Junior in the C gap, but he made the tackle. Nobody cared. But everybody on the team was like, Junior ain't doing his job. But he is. He's Junior Seau. Point being, I'm supposed to go right to the B gap. Well, let's just say Barry Sanders wanted to go to the C gap. He went right where I was supposed to be. To y'all. But to me and to the team, they knew it wasn't on me. They looking at me, they dog cursing me, they talking bad about me on the damn show. They talking bad about me in the game. That wasn't my job. The corner had the contain on that one. It happens. Just telling you, it happens, and it looks like in Philly right now, it's happening. Ooh. What's up, y'all? Okay, let's get to it. You think maybe everyone outside the locker room is giving Jalen Hurts too much credit, thus making the insecure teammates throw tantrums. Francisco Aguilera. Whoa! That is amazing. That is amazing. That is some analysis. That happens. When you're on a team, it's so many things at play, so many balls in the air, including, why y'all talking about him all the time? I'm the one killing it. I ain't getting enough shine. I ain't getting enough love. We've seen that. Kobe Shaq is the best example of that. Kobe and Shaq. Shaq is the man. Finals MVP 3 times. The dude. Older, veteran, all that. And Kobe's just a young start, but damn he good after the first year or so. Damn he good. And then the shine. As Kobe famously said, I want to win, but I also want to be the reason we win. So it got to that place. It got to that place. And they literally couldn't be together. You can dance around it all you want. Rest in peace to the late, great Kobe Bryant. You can say all these things. This. Oh, he said this. He snitched on him. Oh, he wasn't working hard. Oh, he was fat. No. They had a blame game problem. Who gonna get the shine? And it better be mine. That's all it is. I've been on too many teams, right? And the best teams to be on in terms of stability for a long time is like the Spurs because of the personality of their best player. He don't care. So when your best player doesn't care, and his name is Tim Duncan, whatever, you can have a run for like almost 20 years and win 5 chips. Or you could do it like Kobe because obviously Kobe cared, Shaq cared, and you could go out there and kill it and then go dark, and kill it and go dark. We always show on the outside what we're thinking and feeling on the inside. That's that simple. All right. Somebody said in King Juju, or was this somebody else in the chat that the audio is messing up? I mean, I don't know. 99% of y'all say the audio is perfect, and then 1% always like, hey, the audio messing up. Well, I do know it says to log out and log back in. So come back. And then everything will be good. What else y'all talking about in the chat? Oh, y'all talking crazy. Yeah, it's wild out here. It's really wild when you think about you can't even enjoy success. Like there's so many teams out there that suck. And then now we can't even enjoy success because of feelings, frankly. And coaches are sitting there trying to jump on this fire and show cover. But the reality is it's starting to leak out. Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's some issues going on in Philly big time. Okay, there's also issues going on in college football. Let's get to this topic. And Troy Aikman, he said, I'm done. I am done giving you little college kids, you little knuckleheads money. Tired of funding NIL. I ain't even get a thank you. Listen. So this NIL is interesting because everybody just think it comes from Bank of America. Nah, it comes from the Bank of Americans, people that you know. They giving up their dough so that their team can be good, so they can show pride and also get a little tax write-off, whatever the hell it may be, right? So if you're a college player who happens to get NIL money from Troy Aikman, please make sure you send a thank you note because this is what he's pissed off at. So obviously he gave back to the UCLA Bruins. He could have gave to Oklahoma as well, but he gave back to UCLA, and he was on the podcast talking about it, and he says, look, there's got to be some leadership at the very top that kind of cleans all of this up. Everyone always talks about how it's the Wild Wild West. We know it because it just happened. It's the new frontier. And it's like, whoa, Rich Paul is on the podcast as an active agent. Whoa, this new NIL and the money is going everywhere, back door, under the table, and now right in front of your face. Whoa, yeah, they do need leadership, but it's going to come. Starting with players that accept money, there's got to be some accountability and responsibility on their behalf to have to stick to a program. I gave money to a kid, I won't mention who. Everyone figured it out. I don't even want to mention it. It ain't right. I don't even know if it's him 100%, so y'all do your homework. I've done it one time at UCLA, never met the young man. He was there a year. He left after the year. I wrote a sizable check, and he went to another school. Whenever somebody talking to them short-ass phrases, they hot. I didn't even get so much as a thank you note. God dang. No money on the counter? Oh, that was good, girl. I talked to you at the lunch. So it's one of those deals to where I'm done with NIL. I want to see UCLA be successful, but I'm done with it. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Need some water. Need some blah, blah, water. God dang. NIL's interesting. My first experience with NIL, I told you guys, wasn't even NIL. It was just an old man at the snack stand saying, hey, good game, Wiley. You want something? I'm like 9 years old. I was like, yeah, I need some chili cheese Fritos. Yeah. And while you at a taco boat, let me get some of that tiki punch. I had 4 touchdowns, so let me order one more thing. You know what I mean? And then I got older, started to see it, and obviously we all know. And Ed Orgeron, shout out to Coach Ed O, baby, Ed O. He's starting to leak a little bit and tell everybody the real about NIL back then. So I'll give you one story of NIL back then. I'm at a restaurant on Sunset. I forget the name. Boa. I'm on Boa on Sunset. I'm out on a date with my wife, and we chilling. This is when you first meeting, you know, and then we in our honeymoon phase, so we going out on Wednesdays. We don't do that no more. We cook in on Wednesdays. So we at Boa chilling. I'm going to the bathroom. Boom, my boy walk up to me. What's up, baby? What's up? Where you at? He said, man, I'm over here. Oh, okay. I can't say the school. So he's like, I'm over here. I said, what you doing? He said, oh, we got some parents and we got a top recruit. I was like, really? What do you play? Basketball. Well, really? How good is he? #1 in the country. Damn. I'm like, what? I'm about to run over there. Where you at? Where that 6'10" dude at? One of them 6'5" dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Biggie said. I'm like, where you at? He's like, oh, no. His mama and daddy here. He ain't even here. I was like, oh, okay. I said, what they talking about? They coming? He's like, 100. I said, 100 what? I mean, this is like 10 years ago, maybe longer. He said, 100. I said, 100,000? He was like, yeah. He's like, that's for the convo. That's to get him in here. I said, damn. Now, there's no NIL. There's nothing. This is supposed to be, hey, we're going to sell your jersey in the bookstore, and you get none of it. This is that era. 100. I was like, God dang. I was like, what you going to do? He's like, about to go back to that dinner table. I'll holler at you later, boy. I was like, all right, go get that. He ain't commit. So I think he got 200 somewhere else, point being. So it happens like that. It's NIL now. Now, here's the problem with Troy talking about. Troy like, look, bruh, you can't have a system where you're going out to your top alumni, your top boosters, the supporters of the program, and then they're like, look, we need 8 million. We need 8 million. Top schools are in the 20s on the table. There's much more happening under the table, but 20-some million, you know, Ohio State, Texas, right? Whatever it may be. We need 8 million, UCLA. We need 8 million. Call out. And, you know, they got the, what is his name? Like head of alumni affairs, right? Hello. Is this Troy? Yeah. He recognized UCLA area code and all that. Yeah, this is Troy. He's like, hey, Troy, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You doing an amazing job on Monday Night Football. Tell Joe I said hi. Okay. Let's get to the point. We've seen your donations of late. Amazing. We're always proud of you and your support of our program. But right now we got a special case. We got this top guy, probably a quarterback, probably a top guy quarterback. And we really would need your support, your endorsement will really go a long way. He's like, no problem. I'll meet the kid, tell him to text me, whatever. No, Troy. You think I called you for a text? No, Troy. You think I called you so you could do a FaceTime? No. I need that dough, bro. Troy get a dough. Next thing you know, oh, that all rhymed. Gone. Dude comes, doesn't even do much. Peace out. Where's that sizable check I just gave? This is why I always look at legacy like this. Legacy to me is not my name on a building. Legacy to me is not even y'all talking about me. It'd be nice. Both of those are nice. You know what legacy is? To be the inner voice to somebody. So when they going through their life, they're like, oh, snap. Oh, the Troy Aikman pops in his head. Like your parents, your grandparents. When you doing something, you be like, oh, mama. And you're like, damn, it's like an audio recording. You're like, to me, that's legacy. That's everlasting. Pass that on through the DNA. All these buildings, somebody else gonna write a bigger check in 20 years and that building gonna be named Troy Aikman Center. Next time it's gonna be, who else is at UCLA right now? I don't even know one UCLA player, that's sad. Let's go Terry Donahue. Respect to him and his legacy, right? Rest in peace. So they'll do that. And then you're like, what happened to the Troy Aikman Center? That check is dated. That check is gone, brother. So that's how the game goes. So let's beat up in the comments, see what you guys are talking about. Let's keep this show rolling. Well, yeah, good point. Football wisdom says UCLA need to put a better product on the field and on the sideline before they deserve to have boosters writing checks. I hear you. I was going to go to UCLA. I took my recruiting trip and everything, but it was just too close to home. No slight. It's just I'm from here. I'm taking a recruiting trip, and the tour guide's like, so everyone, I want you guys to. I was like, Paulie Pavilion. She's like, yes, UCLA. And then yes, UCLA. And then all of a sudden, SoFi pop up, and it looked fresh. You're like, maybe not. So be careful with your legacy if it's a check. I'm just trying to tell you that check will get dated. Okay. All right. Here's an argument that never gets dated. If you ever been to a barbershop, you know what it is. I'm going to try and speed this one up just because I don't want to run out of time for all of our topics. Let's just say Kobe Bryant, and we were talking about him before, and his legacy. It seems like people are trying to shift it in many ways. And Chandler Parsons is also trying to say, look, let's keep it real about Kobe and Tim Duncan. Who's better? Who was ranked better? Who was the better player? Let them say it. Let's talk it.
When it comes down to Kobe and Tim Duncan, I think Tim Duncan is ranked ahead of him. And most people.
Anybody disagree? Oh, Lou's doing something over there. What are we doing?
We got to stop trying Kobe.
No, we're not trying Kobe. We're not trying. Are we not trying Tim Duncan?
No, hold on. Slow down, Chandler, before you jump on me.
Damn.
It's too many conversations around Kobe's legacy these days for my liking. Like, we know who Kobe Bryant was, and this has nothing to do with Tim Duncan. I'm going on a soapbox.
Oh, here we go.
It has nothing to do with Tim Duncan. We got to stop trying Kobe's legacy, comparing him to this person, comparing him to that person. When that man was alive and well, none of this was a conversation. His legacy wasn't confused. Who he was, his iconic status, his star status, none of those things were questioned or confused. It was either he was one, he was either two, he was either three. The end. It wasn't about Tracy McGrady. It wasn't about Tim Duncan. It wasn't about any of these people. So now all of a sudden that door is open because there's nobody to defend him but his fans and us. So I'm going to step up and say, let's stop this with Kobe. Leave him alone. Leave it alone. Allow him to.
Wait, so he's better than Tim Duncan?
I think so.
Well, there it is.
What conversation have we had? What conversation have we had that Kobe Bryant hasn't? It hasn't been LeBron, Michael Jordan.
Well, you know what?
Kobe
You know
Bryant.
why the defense of that is because nobody ever gives Tim Duncan the proper amount of respect.
That's a
when we have
different
these
conversation. We can give Tim Duncan all the respect and love in the world without bringing Kobe Bryant into that conversation.
But if we're doing a list of the best of all time, then we have
And
to.
Kobe Bryant, on 99.8% of all of those lists, Kobe Bryant is in the top 3 of all of them.
But my point is that those lists are wrong.
If you look at the
because
rankings of
disrespect.
NBA players, he's not top 3 of most of the
Whose
rankings.
rankings?
Just Google top 3.
I don't want to Google it. We, for a fact, 3 basketball players sitting up here. Which one of us is not going to have
Thank
Kobe
you.
Bryant in our top 3?
Me.
That's it.
Top 3?
So you're
And
in
I love him.
So you're in that point 2 I just talked about.
I think your numbers are wrong. I think your numbers are way off here. I think if
I'm
you
not
look at
doing that.
rankings.
I'll have to
15
have
seconds. Tim Duncan, Kobe. Who's
Blah, blah, blah. I see that water is hot, but I want to know how hot it is. So I'm going to step in this right now. Damn it. You guys are looking at somebody who had to cover the Los Angeles Lakers for 10 years. I worked at ESPN LA, Max and Marcellus. Max left, and then it was me and Kelvin, me and Sean Farnham, etc. Okay? And I remember I was there from 2010, like 2018, so 8 years. Coming off of the championships, and like right there at the end of the championships, the 2 he got with Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, etc. And then it got a little darker. And meanwhile, there's somebody else by the name of Tim Duncan who you only talk about when you talk about greatness, but he's never going to talk back about it. So the conversation was always one way. You say something great about the Spurs and you say something great about Duncan, but you never had it bounce back. Meanwhile, you say something about, let's go back to Jordan, it bounces back. They gonna respond, right? Jordan had a personality like that. Then it goes to Kobe and Shaq. It definitely bounced back louder than ever. Then it gets to LeBron and his prime, and then it bounces back, right, with the Heatles. And then it's Kobe and Duncan. And Duncan he's just like a duck. Like a lot of stuff happening underneath the surface, but on top, smooth. Sade. He like a Sade of the NBA, just smooth operator. And I remember the real arguments in that moment, who was better in your rankings. And I heard a lot of people saying it was Tim Duncan, but he's doing himself no favors by having the personality that Tim Duncan has. But if you look at it, Kobe got 3 with Shaq, and then he got 2 with Pau Gasol. But his roles changed. Like, Shaq was the alpha, and he was number 2 right there. And then he became the alpha, and Pau Gasol was number 2. So people started to say 3 rings, 5 rings, 2 rings. And that's when Kobe started listening and Shaq started listening and talking about each other. Oh, I finally won one without you. Shaq was pumped. He won one first without Kobe. Then Kobe won him. And then he was pumped. Tell me how my ass tastes. Remember that? All that. Meanwhile, Tim Duncan just doing this. Wow. But Tim Duncan, win one here, win one here. Never won back-to-backs. Win one here, win one here. So throughout his whole entire legacy, Tim Duncan's and Kobe's, Kobe went 3, 2, Duncan go 1, 1, 1, 1. It's almost like the tortoise and hare, that cartoon. It's crazy. It's like that. It's like, you're like, what is going on? And then you see it and you realize, oh, snap, styles make fights. In this conversation, the style of Tim Duncan and the style of Kobe Bryant is going to make this fight difficult to referee because you don't know what style you want. You got the best facsimile ever of Michael Jordan and Kobe, or you got Tim Duncan, best power forward ever. And they ain't going to say nothing until you look at that stat sheet and you be like, damn, what'd he do? 19-foot bank shots. Yeah, hitting you. But to Chandler Parsons' point, and you notice Boogie Cousins, look at this, one more time. One more time. Boogie didn't say one word, but that says it all. He like, you really went there on air. Okay, you know you stepped in that hot water. He like, Lou Will like, I got this fool. He crazy. And Chandler like, hey, man, what they gonna say? I ain't playing. It's them. It's the record. And Beto, the biggest Spurs fan, props to her for keeping it composed because she wanted to go there. But I do remember in the moment, if you have to ask me, lie detector tests, when they both retired, what were they saying about them? I heard many more people than now saying that Tim Duncan was better than Kobe. But now it is not fashion to say that Kobe Bryant ain't the GOAT, number 2 or number 3. But that was different back then because I remember you used to always have the argument. They would say Michael Jordan. Then they were trying to figure out LeBron because he kept climbing, right? And then this is like 2016, y'all. Remember when Kobe retired, right? That year. And you're like, I don't know where to put LeBron, but he's climbing. This is before you even put Steph in the top 5 for sure, top 10. Nope. Durant was higher than Steph, I think, still at this time. And you're like, what to do? And then you're like, they used to say Jordan. Do you hear Kareem, Magic, Bird? Then they go Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain. That was like the top 6 or 7. You could play with the order, but not really at the top. You didn't hear Kobe. You barely heard Duncan in that. But then Duncan was the closest to it. And then it was Kobe and Durant. And they were like, LeBron's up in there somewhere. I'm just telling you how I heard it. I'm the Chandler Parsons right now. Don't get mad at me. The water's hot. I'm not, God dang it. Real spit. So now, y'all tell me. Now it's not because of purely his legacy and his untimely early death. It's not that. It's the fact that I think people revisionists. Sometimes you go back, you be like, oh, you give more flowers. And sometimes, being real, sometimes they take them away. Yeah, sometimes they look back and be like, I've heard people do that with Lawrence Taylor. Yeah. You don't want to know why? Because now you look, Lawrence Taylor, greatest defensive player of all time. And then Ray Lewis comes and you're like, I don't know what to say, but whatever. And then you start to look around like, golly, is he? Yes, he was. And then if you had a cigar lounge and you want to beat up Lawrence Taylor, all you got to do is look at his first 3 years. I've seen it. I'm just giving y'all the real. All of a sudden people are like, yeah, LT the best ever, unstoppable. You can say, the first 3 years he didn't even have 10 sacks. Oh, no, because he was redefining the position. You mean he was first to ever do it. That means he was the first linebacker, rush linebacker, who actually got to go against tight ends and running backs, and they didn't know how to block it. They still don't know how to block that. If you're a rush linebacker, that's why they love so many tweener defensive ends now. I don't know what happened to the NFL. They woke up one day and was like, oh, yeah, because that guy gets to go against the tight ends. That guy gets to go against the running backs, and neither one of them want to block for real. Not for real. Not like an old lineman, not like an offensive tackle. So you could beat up even Lawrence Taylor, and I've seen people do it. People were beating up Kobe Bryant at that time. People were trying to beat up Tim Duncan. Oh, he ain't even dominant. They ain't never won back-to-backs. And then they beat up Kobe. Oh, man, them first three don't count. Chandler Parsons is necessary in that moment, right? He was necessary in that moment to just give the contrast. So let's beat it up in the comments, see what you guys are thinking about. Duncan was like KRS, Boogie Down Productions. We're number one. William Brown says that. Interesting. Benny Lyle says, Kobe was always better than Duncan. Nobody said this until he died. I hate that, man. I worked at the radio station that was the home of the Los Angeles Lakers. Benny Lyles, I hate to say that you're lying, so I won't. You're just not telling the truth. Or you forgot. They were calling in Max and I, yo. To the point where if you even right now, I'm having this conversation, I'm a Kobe hater. Why? Because I'm telling you what happened in the moment. Nah. Marcellus, you're a hater. No, I'm not a hater. I'm telling you what happened. Damn it. If these ears could just project sound from 2012, you'd be like, oh. And people forget what they've done too. Because I know I do it all the time. I'm like, really? I felt that way? Oh, because I used to love growing up Cheetos, regular ass Cheetos. Then I went through a phase, and it's still a phase. I'm 51, it's still a phase. Eating them blue Cool Ranch Doritos and them red spicy nachos. Oh, they better than Cheetos to me now. But the Cheeto Puffs are entering the conversation now. But now I don't even talk good about Cheetos. And they were my favorite till I was like 25. See how the game goes? Chip Osorio, he must be the richest fan I got because I love Chip. He'll beat it up in that damn super chat. I love it. Kobe is top 10, maybe. Duncan is top 7. Y'all know me. I keep it 1,000. Wow. Kobe is top 10. This is how I remember it, and I'm not changing it because of any other circumstances. Kobe, when he retired, was top 10 there. Duncan was higher. 7 sounds right. Duncan was higher. Now, y'all can do what you want to do with that. Don't blame me. But Duncan was higher. It's way different now. Okay. All right, let's change gears a little bit. You know, on this show, this is sociology of sports, sociology of life. I found this interesting. Everybody's talking about the Diddy doc and the 50 Cent beef and, you know, how he leaned into, I shouldn't say this, leaned into the Diddy doc. That sounds like a pause, but leaned into it and put a little extra hot sauce on the Diddy doc. It's the Diddy doc, y'all. And I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to comment on that. But this guy right here is the homie. I know Torre. Been knowing him since college, I think. Yeah, we got some mutual friends, etc. I've done an interview with him before. Shout out to Torre. He be killing his TikToks. Man, that dude, he found his lane in his TikTok. But watch this one about the Diddy doc, how they got it wrong. And I don't know what 50 Cent going to say about this, if anything. Let's go.
I just got to talk about one moment in the Diddy doc.
That's how real it is. I think somebody's trying to kill me. I'll be waking up paranoid. I'll be really scared. I just be paranoid.
So I did that interview. He's talking to me. The doc places this right before Peterson Auto Museum, March 9th. But you know what? We did that interview on the first album. That's him talking about the street, not the game. That's him talking about, I'm afraid of getting knocked off on the street. The first time I interviewed him, we were sitting in the hallway of his building, and if anybody started walking up, somebody from the crew would go down with a hammer. Who's that? Big said to me, I am afraid of the street. But I gotta be out here. I gotta live. I gotta show him my music. I gotta show him I'm not afraid. But I am definitely afraid. But the doc makes it like that bite about his fear relates to the Big Pac situation and his fear ahead of going to LA. He may have been afraid because he knew that he was in danger being in LA in that moment, but that clip is way out of context. It's from years earlier.
TikTok got the best song since Law and Order. All right. Blah. Let's talk through this real quick, right? Out of context is the first thing that comes to mind before we even get into the Diddy doc in the streets and all that. Out of context. And it happens so often that it's like unreal. And that's how most times we get misled in terms of information, and our rooting interest gets shaped based on something that's out of context. So if I'm watching a Diddy doc without knowing what Tory said, and most people who watch the Diddy doc, how many of them gonna see this Tory interview and know what it is gonna just say, oh man, look at the fear on that guy from going through that situation, and then try to place it onto Diddy and him and all his allegations and what he was involved with in the street life, including Tupac's death. I got a clip on the Tupac death of Tupac talking about Diddy. I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow. Lord, not out of context either. So when things are out of context, you just get misled, and next thing you know, once you know you're lost, if you know you're lost, it takes so much energy to go back, and a lot of times you just dig yourself in, right? Whether it's conscious or not, you're just like, man, this is what it is. This is the new reality. And the reality is, it wasn't that. Now let's attach this to the Diddy doc, which I haven't seen, but I do know some of these allegations and did follow the trial. And people are like, yo, it's sad that 50 Cent is doing this to Diddy. Why is it sad? You know, you think about it, I've seen 3 or 4 Diddy docs before. Was it sad when they did it? And y'all know what I'm saying when I say they. Them. Who was them? They. Right? But when 50 Cent does it, and 50 Cent ain't even the only one on there as an executive producer, all of a sudden, So sometimes we box ourselves in. You know, you box yourself in by culture. This ain't even exclusively a black-white thing, but it is. But it's a culture. Like, you can't do that. Why can't I do that? You know what my job is? I'm a TV film producer. Well, you doing it against your enemy. Look, if he's such an enemy, why would I ever employ his kids? Yeah, 50 Cent has employed Diddy's kids before. I digress. More importantly, when you talk about this and bringing it full circle, when you talk about Biggie and his fears and the culture that was enabling people to not only be scared, but to instill fear. Who's from that culture? I'm from where you walk outside, and this is the worst part, and I'm gonna get off because I'm gonna start crying. You know, you always heard people say, man, my goal, my dream is just to make it to 18. Well, I didn't have that one. I didn't go that far. I don't know. I wasn't that part of the hood. I don't know. But I do remember this. I always thought that I was gonna get shot. It's crazy. Me, the gentle giant, the nicest guy, the corny one. Me, always thinking. To this day, I've added one too. Now I'm gonna crash in the plane. But I always thought I was gonna get shot. Now I'm not trying to give it energy and make it happen and manifest. None of that. I'm just being real, transparent. Always thought I was gonna get shot. 1, because I've seen people get shot. 2, I know people got shot. 3, there's a lot of guns around me, and people would it's just you're going around peacefully, and then there's no warning. There's no, everybody prepare for this. No, it's you looking at him, you recognizing him, you seeing that you don't like him for no real good reason, except, bye-bye. Even the camera got shot at right now. Someone's compelling me to tell you this story. I went to see Keyshawn Johnson as a senior. I was younger than Keyshawn. That's my big dog, right? Keyshawn, as y'all know, destroyed college football. Went to West LA, was supposed to go to Miami, I think, I don't know. Went to West LA, went to USC and destroyed it. Having 200-yard receiving games, right? But I saw him in high school, all-star game. He playing every position, safety, receiver, all that. And I was so pumped to see Key play in this all-star game to see how good he was. I remember we walking in, we sit down, and immediately the alarm go off. I'm with my dad, me and my dad. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh man, we got a problem. I was like, they here and they here, and they ain't supposed to be here together. But it's an all-star game, so every city school is sending their best players that got invited. So it's that school, Manual over here, Westchester over here. You ain't supposed to do that. No. You know, Crenshaw here, Dorsey here. You ain't supposed to do. No. They all here together. I'm like sitting there trying to be a little peaceful kid eating his chili cheese Fritos. Next thing I know, I got the crunchiest chili cheese Frito ever because it went, God. You know what the rest is. I'm still here, thankfully. That's just one of the incidents. So I hear you, Biggie. I know what you're talking about. I know about being taken out of context. And more importantly, I also know how crazy it is out here in these streets. Real spit. Okay. Let me beat up in the comments real quick. We about to get into some Shannon Sharpe Shedeur stuff. So, it's about to get funky. But it's okay for the feds. Somebody said it's okay for the feds to take in R. Kelly. King Juju, you do number one now again, huh? You've been talking. Yeah, I hear you. Look, if you do wrong, you got to throw your hands up, right? Where are we as a culture where we are like, yeah, you did wrong, but why they arrest you? Or why they prosecute you? Or why they put their foot on your neck? Why are you in that position? You know how easy it is to go around all day today and not get arrested? I tell my kids this all the time. I said, there's 10 commandments in this world for a reason. Because there's a million things you can do. God said only 10, I ain't having that. Think about it. God didn't say, you know how many things you have to list of you can do? What are the 10 I can commandments? These are the 10 commandments you can't do. There's 10 things in this world you can't do. The rest, have fun. A billion. I tell my kids that all the time. Man, stop tripping on the stuff you can't do. That's so few and far between. I will live today and guarantee you I won't get arrested. I'm 51, never been arrested. Well, I'll tell you that story later. That was the police fault, and they knew it. We get into that another time. Oh, my God. That's when I got my jacket stolen by Jerome Bettis' birthday party. Remind me to tell y'all the Jerome Bettis birthday party story one day. I got jacked. Oh, my God. Okay, let's get into this. Let's jack this up. Damn, what y'all trying to sell me? Y'all not VINIA. Shout out to look at that, VINIA. Yep, that's the best enhancer of blood flow, energy, and mental clarity in the world. And Lucky Day Entertainment, we're going to play our bingo games. I'm going to give y'all some money. Y'all got to beat me, though, to get the money. But if you beat me, you get the money. Shannon Sharpe clarifies viral Shedeur Sanders comments. Interesting. I didn't even know he had viral comments that were about Shedeur that were bad. Well, I got to clarify. You know, to clarify is like the apology, basically. Something went wrong. Let's see what happens. So let's see what Shannon did. In case you needed more proof that the conversation around the Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders, one of the most bizarre we've ever seen in sports, maybe this is going to convince you, okay? All right, let's get to it. All right, so this is Shannon on Nightcap, his podcast. I can speed read, I told you. So those are the quotes from what he's saying. So let's just get to what he's saying, and I think Shannon had to apologize. Here we go. Shannon Sharpe, up to bat. What do you have to clarify, big dog? Let's see it.
That looks like it might be promising. They still have an issue with that. So it looks like what they're trying to do, based on some of the things that we've seen, some of the things that we've heard come out of that locker room or that organization in general, they still don't think the person that is at the helm right now is the answer. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, and I really hate to feel this way, but a part of me is like, yeah, we're going to let him start the rest of the season. Bears, Bills, Steelers, Bengals. If I'm just doing, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I already showed y'all what I can do. Put Dylan in there.
Nah, you know, matter of fact, I want him to play against the Bears. I want him to play against the Bills. I want him to play against the Steelers because I want him to show that I'm a competent quarterback. And I can compete at the highest level as a rookie if given the right amount of time to prepare.
Right.
That's what I want him. I want him to have.
No. You, Joe. But this is not a mistake. They picked these games today. Why couldn't you name his ass to start 3 games ago? Why was it week to week? Because you know what? Every time he don't want to answer a question, he always say, "Well, I don't want to get into that."
Right.
I don't want to get into that because they ask him before, which is Shedeur going to start? Well, I don't want to get into that. Let's look at the film and all that, bro. You know.
Wait. No. That's not true. That's not true. Because after the first game, and they asked him, "Is he going to start the next game?" He wanted to see if he could do it again. Mm-hmm. What is he going to look like again? If he looked bad, what's the first thing you think Stefanski was going to do? He's going to put Dylan Gabriel back in there. Mm-hmm. That's why he had to. All right, I don't want to answer that right now. I don't know, but Shedeur gave you no choice. Man, could you imagine after he played this game, after he played this last game and the game before that, if he was the bench, you took bench Shedeur, you talk about losing your locker room? At that point, I guarantee you one of the veterans would have spoke out.
Blah, blah, blah. Ah, interesting. Now, you listen to that right there and you realize, oh, damn, I see what he had to clarify. You had to clarify the fact that you said it in a way that made people think Shedeur should sandbag it or Shedeur should want to opt out so he ain't got to deal with the smoke. And I know the competitor, the Hall of Fame competitor, Shannon Sharpe, ain't about that, but he's looking at it in the terms of circumstance. Is he prepared for this? This is going to be what now? His 3rd start? 4th game playing this regular season? What are we trying to do here? Shedeur ain't ready. Shedeur is ready. So Shannon actually wrote and I give you this so you can see it. Yeah, y'all, tongue in cheek. An ironic, flippant, or insincere way. Basically, I wasn't really saying it, but like he said, a part of me is thinking it. And who wasn't thinking that? So I give it to you like this. What Ocho said to retort it was, hey, man, be undeniable. Believe in yourself. You want to go against the best and be undeniable. Then we ain't got to talk about what coach is saying, what coach is thinking. Coach got to play you. Simple as that. That's the mentality. And look, I think if Shannon was pressed, not just doing podcasts, not podcasting, he would have said it that way. But he like, dog, y'all know y'all thinking this. Bills, Bears, Steelers, Bengals, defense, we're going to see now. And I'm going to give it to you real and raw. Shannon ain't lying. Shannon is not lying. I don't care who you are as a competitor. There's still times when you're like, look, yeah, is there another way to get there? Let me give it to you like this. It starts in practice. Y'all remember the drill that they banned called Oklahoma drill? Yeah. There was a time where you used to go and practice. You are fourth in line. Okay? I give it to you. You fourth in line. You can see it. Him on the ground, and 1, 2, and then you. Then you look over there. Who they got fourth in line? You go like this. Nah. Dun, dun, Ray Lewis. Nah. All of a sudden, you got to tie your shoes. All of a sudden, you say, what? Huh? What'd you say, coach? No. I'll be right back. You're like, shit. I don't want to deal with that right now. I ain't no punk. I just, So Shannon is talking in that spirit. He's talking in the spirit where you're like, okay, to finish the season off, we got to go out there and play. And I've seen this. Vets have tapped out. I've been on teams when I'm the youngster, and then it's like the last game of the season. Either we have clinched, we're in the playoffs, or we are not. Them vets are like, you better have that. And then I'm sitting there like, who we playing? I ain't playing all year, bro. And now you're going to just throw me in there because you don't want to play? First time I ever got a start in the NFL. First start in the NFL, second year. We in San Diego playing the Chargers. I'm on the field. On the field. So what time kickoff? 1 o'clock? On the field. So it's 12-something. 12:08. And I'm stretching. And Wade Phillips come by. Hey, Wiley, how you doing today? You up? Yeah, I'm up. Of course I'm up. I'm right here. I'm always pumped. Nah. Bruce is down. You up? Bruce is down. What you mean? I got 52 minutes to go. Oh, Jesus. I was like this. That's what Shannon's talking about. Tongue in cheek, real, whatever, flippant. He's just talking about that. But let's talk about Shedeur now. Because Shedeur, it is, as they said in the article, Tebow, all in. Shedeur, all in. I want to see how many times that watch go up. And it ain't the opponents doing it. So, the good of Shedeur, dog, you know how hard it is in your rookie year to do anything good? And he has. That's sick. That's sick. I mean, your goal is just, one, to get drafted, let alone high, let alone be on the team when they make all the cuts, let alone actually be a starter, let alone actually make some noise. You're going against grown-ass men. I mean grown, big belly and all. I dare your ass to call me fat. Wow, faster than you, fool. Don't let the fat fool you. That's Shedeur. Shedeur out there, these are grown. It ain't no higher level, bro. And he has flashed greatness. You know how hard that is? Salute. Give him some. That's enough. He's still a rookie. Shut up, rookie. All right. Insane, though, for real. Now, you got the great performance last week. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. But you lose. Let's go on the flip side. Here's the thing. This is the flip side. You're 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Lowest completion percentage. You lost at home to the worst team in the league. But then you go back to the good side. He's a rookie. But the point is, this is fascinating. And what makes it fascinating is people love him and people love to hate him. So you can say he's first-round talent all you want. I'm going to just tell you as a player, it doesn't matter, and I don't give a damn. I really don't. I'm going to tell you. I was a second rounder. I got drafted 52, second round. People were saying, you're supposed to have been drafted higher. it did nothing. It helped nothing. It didn't even help my ego to hear that shit. I'm like, what is so I was supposed to go higher. That made me feel worse. If anything, why didn't I go higher? Something must be wrong with me. They don't get it wrong like that. Yes, they do. Well, yes, they don't. You know what I mean? If you want to see some of these Hall of Famers, start looking at where they drafted. I think they knew it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they knew it. All the Hall of Famers I played with, like most of them were picked. Drew Brees is second rounder. He gonna be a Hall of Famer. LT first rounder, top of the draft. Yep. Junior Seau first rounder. Yep. Bruce Smith top pick. Oh God, I can't. You guys tripping me out. I love Shedeur. I love the conversation around Shedeur even more because I want to see what this becomes. Is it gonna be a flame out Manziel? Is it gonna be a damn that's messed up how they did you? You were better than they treated you, Tebow. Or is he going to actually get what he deserves? But what is he going to earn? What is he going to deserve? It's sick. It's sick to see it. You know? So a lot of people are still on the fence with him. A lot of people are on the other side. Do you love the hate? Where are you guys with the whole Shedeur situation? It's a lot. A whole lot going on there. Okay, let's end this with one more topic after we beat it up in the comments. Y'all saying he getting garbage time stats. I see that. King Juju always saying that. I always got to give number one some love. Football Wisdom says them stats came in garbage time. Look, I don't give a damn when they come. First of all, if I got a sack at the end of the game, you think at the end of the year, I'm like, man, that sack, I ended up with 10, but I only had 9 really because that last sack, that happened with 2 minutes left to go. Don't do that. They count. Once that you cross that white line and you got 60 minutes of it, let's go. It all counts. And in sports, if you really look back, you all stat pad. We have to. Let me give it to you like this before we get into this last topic about CP3 and Ty Lue. You have to stat pad. If you don't stat pad, you ain't gonna have good stats. You wanna know why? When the great ones play against the great ones, it's kind of tough. When San Francisco had to play Myles Garrett, he didn't have 5 sacks. He didn't have the 4-sack game. He didn't have the 3-sack game. He had a sack. And that's still amazing. But it's Trent Williams. So when you play someone who ain't Trent Williams, you better be stat padding. Because at the end of the year, we just going to add them up. We ain't going to be like, well, he only got 1 against Trent Williams. You'll be like, no, that fool broke the sack record. I hate when fans do that. I hate when y'all do that. Y'all be like, nah. Nah, it all counts. Okay? Let me give some love to this super chat. At IVR says, if 50 didn't lose his baby mama to Diddy, would he have brought this out? He was quiet when him and Diddy was getting money. Diddy has been this way for 30 plus years. I mean, obviously that's only one thing that only 50 can answer that. But look, if you mess with my baby mama, and that's happened to me, there's people in the public eye that has messed with people I've been with before, and I'm sure vice versa, but I don't know that way. I know that they have messed with people I know. Yeah, I've dated somebody that I know is famous. Their ex is famous. Yeah, I have. I know 2, actually. Let me stop. I mean, is there some extra hot sauce for when they mess up, or there's a way I could get them? If you really broke up, if we really over, go ahead. It ain't no extra hot sauce for me, but I'm not 50 Cent. I'm not Petty Wop, as they say. I ain't Petty King like that. But we're going to see as we get into this. I got one more. Shedeur is a first-round talent. Okay, I hear you. Who says that? First-round talent. Like I told you before. Yes, he is. And what does that matter? What is Tom Brady? I always start at the top. All right, what was Tom Brady? Was he a first-round talent? I digress. Okay, let's get into what is going on in my Clippers. And before we get up out of here, because Ty Lue, look at his face. That's the face of a man tired of asking these questions, answering all these damn questions, and more importantly, tired of lying or covering when he know he want to say something else. This is real spit. Let's go.
What do you think Chris's legacy ends up being, basketball legacy?
A Hall of Famer, one of the top 5-6 point guards that ever played this game, and what he meant to the Clippers organization. What he did when I was here my first time around, with him and Blake and DeAndre, JJ, Jamal. It was fun. Lob City, and he'll still always be remembered for that. So hate to see what happened to him right now. So, but I think his legacy is still live on.
There was a report that you guys hadn't been on speaking terms for a stretch of weeks before the decision to part ways, and the report said that he had even reached out to you and tried to initiate a meeting.
That ain't true.
It's not true.
No, we were talking. He played. How you gonna play? I'm not talking to him. So it was a stretch where when he said he wasn't going to play, he was going to be out of the rotation. It was tough for him because he's a competitor, and what the game means to him and what he brings every single day. But after that, it wasn't really much.
And then Blake was on Amazon. He has said that he's spoken to CP, and according to CP, via Blake, that he hasn't heard from Steve or you since that decision. Is that also true or untrue?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him either.
So were you part of that final conversation as he was on his way out?
No, sir.
How's the mood changed with Chris being gone?
Like I said, the guys are not happy about it. It's their teammates, the guy they go to war with every single day, and he was part of us. So it's tough. And so the organization just made the decision to do it, and but we got to move on. We got to try to win some games, and I don't think the mood changed because Chris is gone. Like nobody wants to see him gone like that. So there's nothing changed. We just got to win games.
Is there any push to get him back? Like you sent guys home before, and they come back after like a week or 2 weeks. Like why was this a situation where there's irreconcilable differences?
You got to ask Lawrence.
Different, like whether it be with Chris or the season, et cetera, or do you just?
Well, with Chris, I had no problem with Chris. When you say the guy's a competitor, he wants to play. You can understand that. And so, he was a little frustrated at first, but we got over that. We talked, and so still I haven't talked to him. We had a 40-minute conversation on the phone, and that's my guy, my friend before he got here. And so, you don't want to see that happen to anybody, no matter what the circumstances are. And so, but now we got to figure out how to win games. We got to focus on that.
God dang. Let me tell y'all this right now. Y'all know on this show it's 1 thou wow. You ain't gonna never get the full of this story. Ever. Too many things at play right here. Let's start off with the biggest legacy. Chris Paul's legacy with the Clippers. Potential be the first one ever to get their jersey retired with the Clippers. You're never gonna get full. But if you got that in your resume, you got that awaiting you, and then you also get this, which is sit down, don't play. Oh, you don't like that? Well, sit down, don't play, or else. Oh, you don't like that? Well, or else. Go. Not go for a day. Not go for a week. Not cool off. Peace. Because you're really saying peace to the legacy. This is tight. Okay, there's a few things that just had to be said, but you know it ain't real. There are dudes on that team that are saying good riddance. It's just the way it goes. Okay? And those are probably some powerful people, but I don't want to put it on them because that's unfair. I don't give a damn. I don't need no clicks and views. And people saying, Wiley said, I don't know that. I don't know if, look, he tried to help Kawhi a few times. Kawhi's probably tried to help him a few times. Now we isolating the times he's yelling at Kawhi and then like, Kawhi did it. He's talked to James Harden in practice. James Harden, like Chris Paul said to do it. And Ty Lue cursing like, man, nobody care about what that. Call it what you want. Give a damn. Just do it. We're going to put that on James Harden. We're going to put that on Ty Lue. No. This is a situation where if you really want to generalize, it's easy to see. Occam's razor. What's the simplest solution? What's the simplest explanation of this? That Chris Paul came in there and was still Chris Paul in his mind, but not Chris Paul in his game. So his mannerisms didn't change. And I don't care if it's Chris Paul or not. This is a great life lesson. People treat you based on how you earned and deserve to be treated, unless you interfere with it. So there are times where you don't deserve to be loved, but you got the personality. You interfere with it. No. I got charisma. I got personality. So you ever seen the dude on the team, he ain't that good, but everybody rock with him because he just hit. Not the diss, but you remember Udonis Haslem at the end was just like, everyone loved him. He ain't even play ever. But he had the personality, the cachet, whatever it is. He had the Q rating on the team. And then we've also seen it, like Jalen Hurts right now. He got all this great stuff going on. Most money, won a Super Bowl MVP. We gonna talk trash about him. We ain't rocking with him like that. Really? We hearing these issues going on. So with Chris Paul, you show up, you got the mindset of like, I'm Chris Paul. This is how I got to be Chris Paul, future Hall of Famer, in case you don't know. And they looking at you like, this is sports. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It is a dog-eat-dog world. Oh, I love sports. You walk up in there, because I've been there, and I wasn't nearly as high as Chris Paul, nearly as good. But when I walked up in Jacksonville, oh, they welcomed me a little different than they did when I was in San Diego, when I was in Buffalo, even in Dallas. Walk up in damn Dallas, walk up in damn Jacksonville like I'm still Buffalo, San Diego. Oh, sit your ass down or else. So Chris Paul walk up in there like he Chris Paul, he the future Hall of Famer. They said, yeah, but you the present day, you may not even play tonight. And ain't nobody ever from working at the damn office down the street all the way to working at Taco Bell to the NFL to the NBA ever want to hear somebody talking to them who ain't walking with them. It ain't a soul alive, right? Ain't a soul alive that want to hear it. I don't know why. We just ain't built that way. We're built to want the most and do the least. That's human beings. That's why you got to have good parenting. If you ain't got a good parent, good structure, good support system, you're in trouble because you ain't going to be socialized properly. You're not going to be conditioned properly. You got to get in shape, not just physical, mental, spiritual. You got to be ready for this game of life. You ain't got that going, you in trouble. Okay? So you walk up in there and then we conditioned to say, we going to rock with who going to roll with us. Rock and roll. And Chris was rocking, but they wasn't going to play him like that. They wasn't giving him that love, that burn. He didn't earn it, whatever it may be. So I don't like when it's over, they put Ty Lue in that position. Ty Lue got to say it. And Ty Lue is deferring because, look, he a coach. He trying to keep his job. He don't want all that smoke and mess. He can't out James Harden. He can't out Kawhi. He can't out Zubac. Zubac sitting there like, man, I don't like whatever the hell. I don't know. I'm making it up. But the point is, I'm not making up the dynamic. We all know it. You can't come up in there acting like that. Whatever it is. And it was all with good intent. It was all well done. Except who's doing it? You? Well. It's wow. Sports is gangster. I give it to you like this and leave on this one. When I walked in Jacksonville, I got a lot of love. I got more love in Jacksonville for doing less. I was a worse player, but I got more love than Dallas. Because in Dallas, they still had expectations for me. In Jacksonville, they realized, oh, Wiley done. He about to start podcasting. He done. But they love me in Jacksonville. Duval, the teammates, I got love. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. I didn't feel everything they were giving me. Because they were just doing this salute. Man, you the dude. We saw you. I grew up watching you, blah, blah, blah. I saw you on Cribs. And like they were really doing this every day. And I was like, they're trying to pick me up and just be like, oh, you good, Wiley? I played. I ain't do nothing. But I remember it was one moment that helped me realize, oh, it's a dog-eat-dog world. We walking off the field. Me and my boys, Dion, Stroud, John Henderson, the one who used to get slapped in the face, all this. And I forget who or what. It may have been Dion, because Dion is like this. He always messes with me. Somebody was like, oh, man, I forgot my helmet. Wiley, can you go get my helmet? It was an outer body experience. I sent my retirement papers in that moment. I air faxed them to Roger Goodell. I said, what? Me? Do the dirty work? It was the first time since like rookie year that I ever was like asked to do something that was for the rook. Oh my God. It still hurts to even bring it up. Point being, you imagine you Chris Paul, Hall of Famer, and you sitting on the end of the bench with a sweatsuit like the dude who just got in the league or who got a two-way contract or who's in the G League yesterday and gonna be there tomorrow, and you sitting next to him and he got the same amount of minutes as you. Come on, y'all. We know what it is. They can stop these interviews with Ty Lue. We already know what it is. And if them players on the team is like, come on, man, stop playing with us. Stop playing. All right, y'all. So love for you guys. Thanks for rocking out. Don't forget, going forward, we're going to start playing some bingo. So just get your bingo game up. We got old people over here, but it's going to be fun bingo. It's going to be Lucky Day Entertainment, bingo, stars. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to give you guys some money. Shout out to VINIA. Shout out to Lucky Day, all of my sponsors and supporters. And shout out to all you guys because you're the ones that really rock with me. Love for you guys in the comments. As my man Jay says, was Chris Paul better with Clippers or Hornets? It got to be the Clippers because no matter what you say in terms of game, he may have been a better player with the Hornets. It just helped him all around when he was with the Clippers, Lob City. So I would say Clippers, even though he was a beast there. I'm old. I'm sorry. Y'all want to play solitaire? You got to play my wife. She's a beast in it. I can't play solitaire. I'm not that good yet. But in bingo, good luck. It's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun. So love you guys. Have an amazing day. What y'all got on the menu? Let me see some of these comments. What y'all got on the menu? Nothing? Oh, y'all ain't doing nothing. Y'all having a boring ass day. So what I love about this show is it keeps feeding itself. We still got topics we ain't even hit. See you tomorrow, 5 in the morning. West Sea of Falia near peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the bird. Time to hydrate. Hydration.